In this part 4 of week 2 process modeling unit online lecture recording video, we will continue the discussions on the development of a mathematical model for systems of mass balances, in particular for two tanks in series and six plate absorption column. We have previously derived the matrix expressions for the two tanks in series. In this slide, we discuss when, for example, it can be simplified the problem can be considered as steady state. If it is at steady state, then the accumulation terms will become zero, and therefore the concentration derivatives will become zero as well. Okay, so what is implied by this matrix is that minus Q over V1 multiplied by C1 plus 0 multiplied by C2 will be equal to minus Q divided by V1 inlet concentrations. So as a result, then C1 will be equal to inlet concentrations. Okay, and then Q divided by V2 multiplied by C1 minus Q divided by V2 C2 will be equal to 0 multiplied by inlet concentrations. So in this regard, then C1 will be equal to C2. Therefore, the concentrations in the tank 2, or which is equal to the outlet concentrations from the tank 2, and the concentrations in the tank 1, which is equal to the outlet concentration from the tank 1, will be equal to the inlet concentrations. Then therefore the solution is immediately evident. Okay, in the 6-plate absorption column, an absorption column with 6 plates where we number the tray from the top to the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, is used to absorb a chemical component in a vapor into a liquid. The liquid enters at the top, okay, while the vapor enters at the bottom. The assumptions in here is that the liquid and vapor flow rates through the column are constant. And the figure on the right hand side in here basically shows the mole balance. Okay. Therefore, we can derive the steady state component mole balance over each tray, which is defined as in these upper expressions. And then also a linear equilibrium relation exists between the liquid and vapor composition as defined in the bottom expression. Okay. Therefore, we will have a 6 component mole balances: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This already incorporates the equilibrium relation as well. In order for us to understand this one, I will discuss in more details using my notes on the 3 plate absorption columns. Okay, so in this example, for example, an absorption column is designed to absorb SO2 or sulfur dioxide from air by contact with fresh water. Liquid enters at the top and vapor enters at the bottom. The same assumption is used in here, where we know the liquid molar flow rates and then the vapor flow rates. This problem is of interest because let's consider this particular problem is if you have a particular vapor product from a process that has sulfur dioxide is from this one, where Y4 in here is basically expressing the mole fractions of the SO2 in the gas, and in this particular is basically an air. And then you are putting pure water basically to scrub this vapor out of the sulfur dioxide, so that the vapor in the in this particular positions, okay, on the top one that comes out from that scrubber will have a much less sulfur dioxide that complies with the industrial environment regulations. Because you're scrubbing, that means the liquid that comes out at the bottom of your absorption column will be contaminated with sulfur dioxide. Okay, in here we assume that the mass transfer is not very enhanced. Therefore, it's only the mass transfer happening, but it doesn't really change much the liquid and the vapor flow rates, so that we can use constant liquid and vapor flow rates. So in this example, we know that L is 40.8 mole per hour. Vapor flow rate is 66.7 mole per hour. Okay, and then this is the definitions of the X. So mole of the sulfur dioxide divided by mole SO2 plus mole water in stream 0. And then Y is mole SO2 divided by mole SO2 plus mole air. Okay, and then we also have the parameter for the linear equilibrium relation defined in here as A and B. The task in here is to find X1, Y1, X2, Y2, X3, and Y3. Where Y1 in here is referring to the mole fractions of SO2 in the treated air. Okay, so this one on the top. And then X3 is the mole fractions of SO2 in the spent water on the bottom in here. Okay. What we have essentially is the 6 unknown. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we have a mass balance for each of the trays. 1, 2, and 3. The numbering is done from the top to the bottom, or what we can say is on the top is like 0 and then on the bottom is 4. So for a particular vapor that comes out from the tray, for example, this one comes out from the tray 1, so we name this one is Y1, the composition related with that particular vapor. And then the one that comes out from 2, we name it as Y2. The one that the liquid that comes out from the tray 1, the compositions we name it as X1. Okay, the one that comes out from the tray 2, we name it as X2. Okay, and then it's simple because this one is L, this one is Y. So we can make a mass balance for each tray. So for example, for the tray 1, L multiplied by X0 in here, that will be in. And then what in here is V multiplied by Y2 will be equal to what is out, which is this one, LX1, plus this one, V Y1. Okay, that will carry on for each tray. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, since we have 6 unknown and then we only have 3 equations, so we need another 3 equations again. So we are using an equilibrium relation between a liquid and vapor that exceeds the same tray. So for example, for the tray 1, we have an expression that basically relates this part in here, X1 with Y1 will be this one. Okay, so Y1 is equal A X1 plus B. Likewise, the one on the tray 2, it relates with these two compositions. So this is Y2 will be equal to AX2 plus B. Okay, and likewise for the tray 3, Y3 will be equal to A X3 plus B. Okay, so that means we have an additional 3 equations, where B in here, to simplify the problem, is defined as equal to 0. Then we have Y1 will be equal AX1, Y2 equal AX2, and Y3 equal AX3. So we can input that into these equations, the first 3 equations, 1, 2, and 3 that we get for each tray. Okay, once we put that thing, then we can simplify after getting these 3 expressions in here. Okay, we can basically lump this because we know that this X1, okay, so that can be simplified to L plus VA X1. And then what I put in the red brackets in here is the one that is known. So this VY4 this Y4 is known, and then this X0 is also known. And then we can keep on moving, processing the 3 expressions. Okay, and then separating the known one into the right hand side, and the one that the matrix that is unknown on the left hand side. Okay, then what we get is we can rearrange them into the matrix form. Okay, note that you have X1, X2, X3, X1, X2, X3, X1, X2, X3 on the left hand side, and then on the one on the right hand side is the one that is basically known. Okay, then what we will have essentially is this matrix, where this one is basically 3 times 3, and then this one is 3 times 1, and this will be equal to minus Lx naught, and then this one will be equal to 0, and then this one will be equal to V y4. Okay, so that basically with that, then we can use MATLAB, or we can just use any linear algebra matrix technique to basically solve this x1, x2, and x3. Once we have this x1, x2, and x3, then we will be able to have the y1, y2, and y3. So as a result, we will have what we need in this problem. Okay, with that I conclude this part of this video. Then we shall move on into the next part video in the next video. Thank you for listening.